Hey guys, I'm Max Laferriere. I played Ghostface in Scream 6, and you're watching Craven Something Scary.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, visitors, subscribers, patrons, and my Cravenites. Welcome to Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are yet again on a very special night. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time to have my good friend back. It's been a little bit, we talk quite often, and, offline, texting, emailing, sometimes on the phone, but it's been a little while. Well, I take that back. She was here on my 10K celebration stream. She did come in and say hello. So it really hasn't been that long, but it has been a little while since we've had time one-on-one with all of you. So I'm excited that we are back to it tonight. It's going to be an awesome, awesome evening with my special guest. So, guys, listen, I'm not going to delay it any longer. I just want to say one thing. Hello to all of you that are here in the chat. Again, I appreciate you all. I don't have the luxury of time to say hi to each of you by name, but do know one thing. I see you're all here. I'm scrolling right now through the chat and literally seeing all of you here. And so just know that you're noticed, that you're seen, and I appreciate you. And Lynn also appreciates you being here. Now, as you see on the ticker below, please send in your questions or comments for Lynn. And she expressed to me backstage that she is open to any questions you may have, anything at all. Feel free. She's transparent, as you guys know that I've seen her, met her here before, but she wanted me to let you know this is the time. Don't, if you have a question, send it in. And of course, we will do our very best to get to all of your questions. But I also know we probably will not be able to because of time and it just the nature of things. Okay. However, if you do have a burning question or comment for Lynn Mcree, aka Maureen Prescott, do send in a super chat. I get notified of that, and I promise you that we will get to every super chat that comes in tonight. So we will not let those go unanswered, and we'll try to get to as many as we can outside of that as well. All right, having said all of that, guys, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the matriarch of the Scream franchise. It's my honor to bring to you the one and only Lynn Mcree. Lynn, you are rocking out. Look at you go.
Oh, hey, what happened to the music? I was getting down, and then the music stopped. Wait, do we have guests? Are guests looking at me?
We have guests.
Oh my!
Yes,
my
we have
apologies.
guests.
Okay.
It's all good.
Can I just kind of?
You can rock out all night.
Okay.
You have absolutely can do that.
Don't we
Lynn,
love Stephen? Yes, we do.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Such a pleasure. Thank you for coming back to visit with me and my amazing audience. And everyone is excited tonight.
Aww, including me, by the way.
Yay. Yay. That's so wonderful. And one of my good friends and moderators, Val, says, welcome back to the channel. Lynn, always a pleasure to have you here with us. All right. Yes. And Denisha, Lynn, you are the best. Yes. And I'm telling you right now, and Jason coming in, welcome back. So awesome to see you again. And I'm telling you, you are loved here, Lynn. We love you. Seriously. We're honored to have you. And it's such a pleasure. And, there's been a lot of folks since the last time you and I were here one-on-one. we've had a lot of new people join the channel and weren't here in some of those other streams. So I thought, how cool would it be to have everyone have the opportunity, that couldn't ask questions before, they'll have a chance tonight. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. But before we dive into Scream and the amazing role of Maureen Prescott, I would like to go back just one more time to kind of the origin point, to that moment in your life when you knew in your heart that you had a passion for acting and that this is what you would like to do. Do you remember when that first started?
Oh, your question is so valid, and I've been asked this over the years.
Uh-huh.
I thought I wanted my face plastered all over magazine covers as a model in New York City. I was represented by Wilhelmina way back in the 1900s, and 19 years old, 99 pounds, and I realized there was way too much ego involved in the fashion industry. For me, there was way too much ego involved. And somewhere, fast forward, I moved from New York to Northern California, and I met a photographer who said, let me take a headshot. And I said, why? He said, just let me. And I did. And that led to talent representation in San Francisco. I had two agents back then, which are no longer around, Ann Brebner and Jimmy Gramey, kind of fighting over me, which, I have a really tiny ego, so that was kind of weird. So I signed with one of them. Fast forward, Mary Tonry, my favorite longtime agent of, I think, about 26 years in San Francisco, until she retired without my permission. I'm still kind of bummed about that. She was representing me when Scream 3 evolved. And so I guess, Stephen, the answer to your question, it evolved, it evolved.
Yeah.
And then somebody put a camera in my face. Holy cow. I'm really quite silly. I'm quite a ham. And when they passed out inhibition and modesty, I think I was out to recess. So I don't know anything about inhibitions and modesty. So, so like you said in the beginning, if anybody has any questions, man, I'm all about total transparency. So please ask away. So yeah, mid-80s. I mean, in terms of a timeline, mid-80s. It's been about 35 years. And I've been with the Screen Actors Guild, SAG-AFTRA now, because we combined, since 99. Thank you, Wes Craven. Screen 3 is the one that allowed that to blossom. So,
wow.
I know. Wow is right. Yeah.
My goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
And here we are, just, it's funny how you think sometimes in life, right, that you've got it figured out. Like, this is what I'm going to do. Here's the plan. And you go down this road, and all of a sudden this big U-turn or a curve comes in, and there's other ideas in mind that you had no thoughts of, right? Isn't that crazy how life, it really does. I believe divine intervention is often at work, my friend.
Always. And as I tell everybody I love, follow your heart, because your heart knows the best path for you. Not your best friend, your mom, dad. Your heart knows the way. So follow it, trust it. Even if it doesn't make any bloody sense, which I question mine sometimes as I walk down the path, follow it. Next thing you know, surprise. And it's really delightful. And it's really
Yes.
So
Love that. Yeah. Good advice, my friend. That's awesome. Now, here's what I'd like to know, like, if you could walk us through now, kind of moving up to the Scream era now in the 90s. And how did that opportunity come about for you to eventually become the queen of the franchise? It was Maureen Prescott. Can you take us back to that, kind of like where the knock on the door, the phone call, or how that started?
Stephen, well, thank you for calling me the queen of Scream 3. I would give that crown to Nev Campbell, because I mean, if it weren't for her and all of her emotional ups and downs, it was tough. That was a tough trilogy for her to work, because I mean, the emotions, can you imagine, like, pretending that you don't know you're going to have the fright, scared out of you, and yet show it in the moment, spontaneously, method acting. She's a master. Yeah, she's a master. So I think she deserves the crown. I'll just take the champagne. Okay.
Fair enough.
So, gosh, I know some of you have probably already heard this story. So,
it's okay.
And one of these days I'll learn brevity, but it won't be tonight. A casting agent who's still in business in San Francisco, her name's Nancy Hayes, love her. She called me up, and this was in the 80s. Sorry, this was in mid 90s, and said, so there's this casting call. It's in this place at this time. And, I'm going to do my best to be there. But anyway, here's the address. And so make sure you show up. Click.
Oh, wow.
But wait, what is this for? How do I dress? What? I didn't know. I didn't know what I was walking into. And what I was walking into is a room full of lookalikes. I'm going, wow, where did all these sisters come from?
That's awesome.
Everybody looked like me and I looked like them. And I thought, okay, this is weird. And then we were marched in a line into the conference room. And there was Mr. Craven in the middle. And his producers were on both sides of him. And it was a bit intimidating because I didn't know who Wes Craven was at the time. I not to recognize him in person, sitting 6 feet in front of me.
Yeah.
And we were asked to, like any good pageant model, okay, ladies, left profile, right profile, center. Psst, 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 psst. Thank you. You are dismissed. I appreciate you coming in. That was it. I was so pissed.
Wow.
I was so pissed. I drove about an hour. It took me 2 hours to do paint and costume. Well, this was a waste of time. Remember what we were just talking about? Sometimes you come to a curve or a U-turn. Little did I know, the next day, I get a call from Nancy. No, Nancy called my agent, Mary Tonry, and Mary called me and said, "You're booked." And I went, wow. Okay, what am I booked for? And that was just the photo session with, sorry, not just, back, take two. That was the photo session, still photos with Nev, of which you have a picture.
Yeah, let me show that. Everyone, you guys know this picture. It's iconic. Look at that shot. Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, circa 1997.
Wow, that is so awesome, man. That really is an iconic picture for this franchise. I mean, everybody knows. We all know the minute we see it, like, oh my gosh, it's Maureen and Nev, and because that that really just ties everything together in Scream 1. It ties everything together. Your image on the television, and then that picture. It all let us know who you were in terms of relationship. To Sydney. This is Sydney's mom. These horrible things happened to her a year ago. And so we are introduced to you first through still images, but yet it still felt like we knew you. Like we know this character. We're learning about her and what happened to her. And then in Scream 3, we find out, I call it your movie. I said, this Scream 3 is the Maureen Prescott story, in my opinion. It really is. Because that's where we learn about your Rena Reynolds days, the Milton days, and how Rome, that's just how everything unfolded, right? So that is really, essentially, in my mind, it's your movie. It's your story that's being told, more than Sydney's even. So those are my feelings personally, and I know that a lot of folks share those feelings. And so in Scream 1, you take these photo shoot, then, right? You use the pictures you're saying that you took.
Yeah.
And then, what was the next step? Like, what did after that? Like, was like that was all we needed, or do we need anything else, or was that like, no, we're good?
May I fill in some details on that particular day?
Oh, of course,
so
yes.
The location was Santa Rosa, California.
Mm-hmm.
the capital of Sonoma County. I lived nearby, so I drove over. They were shooting on the front lawn of a private home in this fancy, rich neighborhood. And I checked in, and the first person I checked in with said, "Do you have permission to be here?" And I laughed and I said, "I believe so. Yeah, I was invited." So we
Yeah.
got the right PA who knew who Lynn Mcree was. And then they waited for Nev to be available in between sets. And we they shot a whole bunch of stills with Nev and I. Oh, darn it, I don't have them here on the table with me. I just found those slides. Remember,
Really?
people who are over the age of 40, back in the day of slides.
Mm-hmm.
So I have all the slides that they shot of Nev and I, and some of
Really?
them are just Nev being silly and fun like she is, and some were
Oh my
she and I,
gosh.
and mother and daughter arm around each other.
Yes.
And the one that was chosen was the one that you just showed our fans.
Okay.
And at the end, little segue, and then I'll get back to your question. At
Yeah.
the end of Scream 3 shooting, the PA who was with me and the cast and crew for all 3 trilogies, her name's Tina, I got a package. And the package was that photo, Stephen, that you just showed, framed, the original photo that was in Scream 1, 2, and 3. She sent it to me, and I still have it. And yeah,
Wow.
I look at that and think, my goodness, that was 24 years ago. We shot in 99. I'm sorry, 97. Okay, let's not do the math because that was a long
That's all
time
right.
ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's all good. It was in the 90s. We know that late 90s,
Yeah,
mid to late 90s.
yeah.
It's
And
all
then,
good.
so I, little side note, because there's no union for print work, both models and actors. So, I was there
Yeah.
probably 5 or 6 hours, middle of the day, easy hours. And I was paid a whopping $100 for my time to have a photo shoot with Nev
Okay.
Campbell. Okay, because I'm not
Wow.
non-union at that moment.
Oh,
And
yes.
yeah, and besides, again, there's no union to control print. Only electronic film, only moving
Okay.
film. Or I should say only film versus stills.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward, the same photo was used in Scream 2. I got a residual of another $100. I wasn't asked to be in it. Darn it.
Darn
But
it. I
then,
know.
1 year later, I believe
Yes.
in miracles in a young girl's heart. Magic and miracles happen, Stephen, like you and I talked
Yes.
about. I
Mm-hmm.
got the phone call from Tina, and
Wow.
wow is right. I know where I was and what I was doing. I just read the notes on that whole journal entry of that period of time,
Mm-hmm.
and she called and basically said, God, I can still hear the phone conversation right now, and I can still feel my heart racing during that
Oh,
phone call.
I bet.
I really like her. Tina's just an absolute love, and a PA's job really, she never turns her phone off. It's 24/7 during the pre-production and the production. So
Okay.
she said, Lynn, I'm calling because, and she had a lot of, Wes has this idea. I don't know, it might not work, he said, but he wanted me to give you a call and just see if you'd be up to maybe actually acting in another Scream movie. And, it's a silly sequence. And, and then she described it. You come back to life, haunted, crawl on the window. And she
Mm-hmm.
said, so, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, does this sound like something you might want to do? Stephen, my heart is racing out of my chest. My palms are sweating, an old-fashioned phone as I'm holding the handle. Or, yeah, whatever, the talking piece.
Uh-huh.
And she said, so if this comes to be, I don't know, should I call you? Should I call your agent? And as soon as she said, or should I call your agent? Oh, I knew this was going to happen. I knew something
Oh.
big was on the horizon. 2 or 3 days later, I get a very I get a phone call from a very happy, excited Mary Tonry, and Mary Tonry never got excited. She was always like totally in control and just, really what she said goes. And she was excited. Her voice changed, and she told me what was up. They wanted me for Scream 3. It would be shot on location in LA. It would allow me to join at that point the Screen Actors Guild, because the two unions hadn't joined. And I once again, heart pounding out of my chest, like pinch, is this really happening? Is it?
Yeah.
And that's how that whole sequence started, from 1 to 2 to 3. God, that was a long-winded answer.
Great answer. No, it was wonderful. That's exactly what I was wanting to hear. I mean, that was just phenomenal. Let me ask you this: did you sleep that night?
Oh my gosh, I would wake up and I would have these fantasies, illusions, delusions, mirages. Like, is this? Am I really going to be cast on a big budget Hollywood motion picture with Wes Craven? Oh, he was the guy that was in the room 2 years ago. Okay, now I'm putting the pieces of the puzzle together. Big hair, sometimes a big brain, sometimes not.
That's all right.
And I got to live. This isn't bragging. These are just details.
No, of course.
I was in the San Francisco Bay Area living at the moment. I got to live every actor's all over the world, every actor's dream come true, and especially the San Francisco market actors, because LA is really big, like New York. San Francisco is the third market. I got to live every actor's dream come true, to get cast in a big budget Hollywood movie, to have lines, to be recognized, to be seen throughout the film, not just one scene.
That's right.
To have my own driver, which I had to share with Courtney Cox because she was filming Friends. So when he was picking me up, he was delivering her to her set. So we never crossed paths. And, the penthouse in this fancy hotel and my own trailer, and holy, Stephen, it's for all of you fans, it's surreal on a big budget film set, as I got to experience for a week in June of 99, and then 2 weeks in August, both on location in LA, on location and in film studios. It's everything is done for you. I mean, you have to feed yourself, but amazing food. Your clothes are put on for you. The zippers are zipped. The shoes are buttoned. It's all you have. Somebody meets you at the trailer, knocks, says, Miss Mcree, if you're ready, your car is waiting. It's just, and then they take you in the car to the location, and it's just, it's surreal. It's just surreal. Yeah, it's surreal. And I got to live that for 3 weeks. Wow. And got paid really well. And I had so much fun. Wes was probably still is. He passed a few years back. Wes is a sweetheart, an absolute sweetheart. And maybe later on I'll tell the short story about perspective.
Please, I do. Yes, we have to tell that later. We can't. Yes, we have to do that tonight.
Okay.
Please. It made such an impact, and it will again. And I mean, that is just incredible. It's almost like, well, like you say, I mean, I'm just trying to picture myself, being picked up, taken to a penthouse in a nice hotel. I mean, you're literally like on top of the world. Like if you're just, you're treated like the queen of the franchise. I'll say it again, the matriarch of the franchise.
Yeah,
and I was just going to say, that's fantastic. I mean, it's phenomenal. I'm vicariously imagining myself in your position. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That sounds so cool.
Stephen, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. That was rude. My apologies. My apologies.
No, go right ahead. That's all I was going to say. I think it's amazing.
One of the many things that you and I share, and probably a lot of your fans, humility. I have a really tiny ego. It's the only part of the industry I do not like, I don't participate in, and not all the A-list most of the A-list actors that I work with, they have a huge ego. I have a strong sense of self-worth, and I know who I am, but my ego is pretty small because it doesn't matter what other people think of me. It really doesn't matter. And it took me all this time to figure that out. So all of that luxury, it's not real. That's not the way normal people live. And I remember the driver picking me up after a long day on the set and saying, so would you like to stop anywhere? Would you like to buy anything? I mean, I have a credit card, so just tell me where you want to go, what you need. And it's like, it's surreal. It's just, it's another reality. It's another dimension. And a lot of A-list actors live in that 24/7. I got to taste it for 3 weeks. And I mean, it was juicy for 3 weeks, but I mean, your makeup's put on, your makeup's taken off, your face is steamed, you know, your shoes are, your feet are picked up and slipped into the shoes so you don't have to bend over. I mean, your hair's done. It's like, it's not real. So
it's not real. It's
not real.
but it sounds so fun to be able to do it. Yeah, it sounds awesome.
Yeah,
But
to live in that world.
Just my gosh. But it sounds like, you know, we can tell already, and we've discussed it, you know, in the past too. But just hearing you share these experiences, to me, it's a reflection more on Wes Craven and how he treated his cast and how he wanted to make sure that you felt like the star that he saw you as. That's what I feel. And you know, that I've heard stories from other folks where it was nothing like that experience. Not with Wes, but I mean in other films, like other scenarios. No Wes at all.
Okay.
But to me, that just is like what Wes. Every time I've seen him and never met him, unfortunately, didn't have the opportunity. But in his interviews and with folks who I have had the pleasure of meeting that worked with him in different levels, whether it be stunt crew or what have you, or like yourself, actual actor on camera, or I mean, you know, with the part, you know, speaking part and everything. Thing is, they all say the same thing about Wes, and I respect it so much, is that he is so humble, so gentle, and just a first class individual. And and real quick, because we do have some chats we're going to get to, but I just want to ask you, what was the environment on set with Wes? How did it feel when you were there working?
He was always so calm, cool, and collected. He is very tall and very slender, and I never saw his body get rattled. I did sense, I mean, after 3 weeks, you get to know somebody, right? Like working on a film set.
Sure.
And I remember there was a day when he just seemed a bit agitated, which wasn't his MO. And I said, so Wes, what's going on? You seem a bit agitated. And he said, oh, it's a Miramax kind of a day. And that was way before the Me Too movement. And then I went, oops, okay, end of conversation. But I still remember that. So he was talking with those guys that
the
we
Weinsteins.
In New York, and they had a different opinion, and he didn't want to do it that way, and they told him to do it, and he said, I'm not. And so there was all that going on. So that was the only time I ever saw him a bit agitated, because he knew what was right. Damn it, he's the director. They're just the money guys.
Exactly.
And he got his way. And, it was, wow. Scream 3 made so much money. I don't have a dollar figure, but wow. Yeah, it exceeded the producers' expectations. And their expectations were pretty high. So, Wes was right. of course he was right. He was the director.
He's a
And
legend.
yeah,
Yeah.
a legend, literally a legend. So
Hmm.
the feeling on set, love. I felt loved,
Mm.
wanted. I felt like I had purpose. I felt like, darn it, they want me here. And that's a
Yep.
really wonderful feeling. It takes about 50 people to create a scene. It's
Wow.
amazing to me on a major motion picture, all the people, I mean, tech and lighting and sound and makeup and PAs and all the parts, the moving parts that have to come into perfect synchronicity in order to create the perfect scene. And you want another quick little inside story? It's really
Oh,
fun.
yes. Yes.
So in the scene where, as I'm approaching the window with bloody nails, etc., the young sound guy, he was one of like probably the second sound assistant. So I'm wearing a nightgown. Yes, I had undies on. He had to get, he said, so I need to mic you. And I said, okay. And he said, well, I need to mic you from your hemline up. And I said, okay. He was his face turned beet red. He kneels down in front of me. He said, can I just pass this under your hemline and can you reach in and like bring it up for me? I said, sure. So, I reach in, I get the mic, I bring it up. I said, is this what you want? His little face, I mean, it was so innocent and pure. And again, modesty, I don't know what that is. Embarrassment, I don't know what that is. It was, one of those little behind the scenes that it was just between he and I. And then I heard Wes say, hey, is she mic'd yet? And he goes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. She's mic'd. Okay, she's mic'd. And just all those little personal things.
Yes.
And sweet. Very sweet
Speaking of
memory.
which, Lynn, now that you talk about that scene, of course, we'll talk more about it a little bit later as well. But I just have to show the iconic image. There it is. Look at that. That is, whoo, man. What a powerful scene this was in the movie. It was really powerful. And Lynn, when I watch this scene, what it reminds me of and what I think it really drives home as a viewer, as a fan of the story, it really drives home what Sydney's dealing with, her PTSD, her trauma of these first two movies, the events of her life. And this was just like, in her mind, she's so worried. I mean, she's so consumed by everything. And that's a powerful scene. She wakes up and she's like panicked. She's crying. You can feel the emotion. But the springboard, ooh, man, is right here. And that scene I always thought that was a powerful scene.
Aw.
Always. From the first time I saw the movie.
Wow.
Really true. Yeah.
Do you want an inside scoop on that scene?
Yeah, of course.
I was in makeup, in the makeup chair, in the makeup trailer for 3 hours.
Oh,
They
man.
not just white paint, they painted, because the body was dead. I'm waking up from the grave. They painted all the veins on my chest, my face, and get this, the nails. They adhered long fake nails. Then they took a clipper and chopped up the nails with a clipper very irregularly. Then they put dirt underneath the nails and then painted the nails with some blood, and put some blood on top of the dirt under the nails. And
Wow.
so that scratching, and they painted veins on the back of my hands. All of that, 3 hours. The first day, all of that went on. They finished about 11 o'clock at night. Somebody comes into the makeup trailer and says, that's a wrap. We're done for the day. Wait. But what about my scene? But wait, these two girls just spent 3 hours putting, they said, yeah, that's a wrap. We'll put it on. We'll take it off now and put it on tomorrow. Stephen, I cried. I cried.
Oh.
2 makeup artists for 3 hours. That's a wrap. And so taking it all off, steaming the face, and repeat, take 2 the next day.
Oh my
I'll
gosh.
say. Yeah, I'll say.
Well, and we can see the blood there on the right hand up there on the nails, and
Yeah.
man, what a night that must have been when you left the set. Like, oh, you had to be. Plus, Lynn, I mean, you tell me. My thought would be, you're probably, while you're getting this makeup on, they're transforming you into Maureen. I would have to think you're getting psyched up, like mentally. Like, I'm about to go on camera. I'm about to do this thing. Am I right? Like, that's
Well,
going on, I would imagine.
yes, and if anybody knows who Jenny McCarthy is,
Oh,
Jenny
yes.
McCarthy, former Playboy model, and then married, yeah.
Otherwise known as Sarah Darling in Scream 3.
Yes, and married the underwear model. So her makeup chair was next to mine. So I'm having my makeup put on. I'm trying to stay centered and look in the mirror and make it easier for the makeup artist. And she's right there. She is a hoot. She is a character. She's a crack up, along with being gorgeous. And
Right.
so, I'm surrounded by people like that, and yeah, fun, so fun, surreal, pinch.
Pinch. I mean, how cool is that, though? And did you guys get a chance to visit a lot during the course of that time, or just no? Okay.
Different scenes and different sets, and like, for example, Courtney, again, she was filming Friends, like I mentioned, so our paths never crossed. She was on the set at different times than I was, and obviously I spent the most time with Nev, and
well,
I know.
Shoot, darn. I mean,
she's a sweetheart, by the way. She's very real, very authentic, and now she's a wife, a mom, and a mother of 2, I think. Unless I heard, living in London, maybe.
I didn't know that. Oh,
yeah, that's the last I heard. So, she's just, she will. I will always be a Nev Campbell fan.
Me too.
Yeah, attitude.
Me too. Go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
She smoked a lot of cigarettes on the set of Scream 3.
No. Seriously?
Yes. And I would see her sitting on the steps off to the side, just kind of breathing in, because her, emotions up and down and up and down.
Oh, yeah.
And she'd be like one after the other. And I went, those things kill. She goes, at this moment, it doesn't matter. So that, don't tell anybody I said that, okay?
I was gonna say, I've never heard that. I've never heard that before. Yeah. But she was, man. Just the mental state she had to portray and she did it so authentically on camera. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like everything you see, it's so believable. Like, I believe it's happening. I believe this is the real, what's going on. And that's got to take a lot out of you also as an actor, I would think.
Yes, the emotional part.
Yeah.
Everyone, I apologize. I had to get out from the sun, not only for the lighting, but I was starting to sweat, and those makeup girls worked so hard in putting my face together. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, sorry. Yes, this is where I live. Okay.
As long as you're comfortable. It's beautiful, by the way. Gorgeous. Nothing like that in... well, I was going to say, nothing like that in Houston. Let me just tell you that. I'm jealous, my friend. That is amazing. I love it. The birds, everything. I'm soaking all of it in.
I'm so sorry. I mean, is that okay? The birds are singing? Okay.
No, it's perfect. It's perfect. Now, Lynn, we've got some super chats that have come through, and we are going to get to everyone. I see all of them here. Do not worry. But before I get to the super chats, because Lynn did say that she's going to hang out with us for, we originally were going to do an hour, but she said that she was, if you guys continue to send in the questions, we're going to do our best to get them all answered. So she's being very generous tonight with her time. But before we get to those questions, keep sending them in. Don't worry. I'm not forgetting you. But we have another guest that's going to join for just a few minutes because as we've been talking about, all weekend when I had Kevin on Friday and, of course, Alan Robinson last night, and you guys that were here for those streams, I talked a lot about the Chiller Theater convention that's coming up in Parsippany, New Jersey, the 27th to the 29th. And Lynn is also going to be there for her very first convention appearance. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. She's going to be there October 27th to the 29th. And I'm about to bring on someone now who's knocking on the door here. And his name is Robert Staples. And Robert actually is the individual responsible for making this happen for Kevin and Lynn and Alan and Matthew Coder. It's literally a Scream reunion. And Matthew Coder will be here on the 24th also. So stay tuned for that. But I want to bring Robert on because he's with SIGCOM Marketing. And we have entered into what I consider to be a partnership, really. And so I'm going to let Robert, I'm not going to steal his thunder. So I'm going to bring Robert in now. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome for a few minutes. And then I promise we're going to get back to Lynn's, all your questions. Don't worry. We want to spend just at least a few minutes with Robert to talk about the Chiller Theater Con in Parsippany. All right, Robert, welcome, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Hi,
Yes,
everybody.
it's nice to see the face. We've talked on the phone so many times now, and
Right.
It's a pleasure to meet you face to face here. And same with Lynn. Lynn, right? Your first time?
Yes.
I'm meeting Robert for the first time, everybody, and he's meeting me live in person. This is what I really look like, okay? Just so you know, so I don't scare
Gorgeous.
All these conversations we had. So here we are, finally, all of us.
you. We
Yes,
are.
together.
I'm
It's
stoked. Wow.
so awesome.
Thank you, Stephen.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. So Robert, we're just starting to kind of touch on the Chiller and Lynn's first appearance. And I know you organized this whole thing. And so would you like to share? I'd love to hear your thoughts on what the folks are going to be in store for, because we've been talking a lot about it here on the channel.
So a lot of people hear the word convention and they say, what's a convention? What's she going to be doing at the convention? Selling Kirby's, hanging out, taking pictures, So what it is the Chiller in particular is a pop culture type convention, which sprinkles everything. You have all types of stuff from 60s, 70s, 80s, a little bit of horror sprinkled in there. And it's one of the better conventions. And our goal is to have we have 5 people in the convention itself. And we're going to have them sitting at tables. And for Lynn in particular, we have her photos from the shot of the movie. They're great. They have this dark blue to them. I think they're awesome. So those will be at her table and people will be able to get those autographed, to Johnny, love Lynn Mcree, Maureen, Prescott. So a lot of the fans don't have, Lynn's autograph or never had a photo with them, with her. Or, Alan Robinson and, these people. And it's just the perfect place for it and the perfect time considering it's October. So a lot of people, this event's in Parsippany, New Jersey, which is really close to New York. It's on the East Coast, but it borders a lot of states. And I attended it in April. And the walks of life that I met at this thing, it was incredible how many people were coming in from all over the place. And it was just really impressive. I just never seen it like that, to where we're in these groups with these folks and we never meet them in person. And finally, you see them in line and they're like, hey, I'm so-and-so. I'm like, wow, cool. It's like, I like your post every day. It's nice to see somebody. So, so we get people that will say, hey, I'd like Lynn's autograph, but I can't attend this, convention. Contact SIGCOM Marketing. There's people that go and do consignments and we could lead you to the right people. That's part of it. But yeah, it's all pretty simple. We're going to, have the 3 Scream movie posters at her table along with those 8x10s. and you're going to be able to take a photo with Miss Mcree, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to have 3 people from the Scream movie in a row, and I think it's awesome. And we're going to have SD Nemeth from RoboCop, and we're looking to do other events, obviously, after this. And with this being Lynn's first convention and Alan's convention and stuff, we wanted to start somewhere great, and because they are great people. And, so we want to make sure that we're going to the right events. And, if people are interested, contact us at sigscommarketing.com, and would gladly set you up. We, obviously we can't have everybody everywhere. If it makes sense, we'd love to have, people at some great events, and that's what we're trying to build for, is positive, good events where people actually show up. And I always say to my, to one of the things that's important is that with Lynn and Alan, you know them yourselves, and these are really nice people. And when putting these things together, we spend a little bit of time on the phone, and I get to know them, to some extent. And it's really important because I've been on the other side of the table and spent money and been treated poorly. And that's something we really don't want. And, like I said, you don't take your bad day out on your fans and customers, because ultimately a customer and a fan is, that's a double whammy of a good thing. And to take it out on them is really not the case. So I really think it's important to find out who you're working with. So like, hey, are you nice people? Are you scream at the customer today? So, and that's really important, because they represent me and I represent them, and they have to see that I'm not a crazy animal as well. So it's nice to be able to have that, to make sure that they provide. We provide a great experience for the fans and customers and people that are paying their money, their hard-earned money. It's as simple as that. So it's going to be fun. We've done a lot of promotion for it. Just the venue itself, I gotta say, for how long that I've been in this industry, to some extent, the amount of chiller promotion that the event has done has been wonderful. I've never seen anything like it. I mean,
Nice.
They have like an attack crew or something. So it's really been a wonderful thing. Like, we couldn't ask for anything else, as a promotion. So they know we're here, I think, is what it comes down to. So we just got to get the fans in, know where we're at. And from what I understand, this is a really good, positive thing, but we'll be in the main ballroom. So you'll be able to find us all easily. And all 5 of our guests will be in a row. And
excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's back in this Scream Central, SigsCom Marketing Central, if you will, right there together. And I love, Sarah, thank you for putting up again the link to Chiller Theater Convention right here. You can click this link in the chat, guys. And as I've been talking about with Alan and with Kevin, if you're within reasonable driving distance, 10 hours, right? That's reasonable. If you're within 10 hours driving distance of this of New Jersey, you really need to go. Or better yet, hop on a plane, whatever it takes, because there's only one time is the first time. That's it. This is Lynn's first time, Alan's first time, Kevin's first time. And so how cool would it be to say you were there for Lynn's first ever convention, and Alan and Kevin? That's an incredible thing. So it's a rare opportunity, Robert, to have all of these amazing people, fantastic individuals, and the passion for the fandom is real. The Scream fandom is huge. It's real. And so I think Lynn, there's not a question in my mind, and I've told this to Robert on our one-on-one conversations many times. I think you're going to feel so much love, and they're going to be the chance to meet Maureen Prescott is never been done before. And I'm telling you what, and not to take away from anybody else. I mean, Alan, same thing. But I'm just telling you, Lynn, I think you're going to be blown away by the reception. It's going to be like a woo. kind of moment. I
Wow.
believe it.
So in the movie, Maureen was a tramp, and now I'm going to be a virgin at the con. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying, Stephen? Okay, just
that's
checking.
exactly right.
When you're right about that, because the love that the fans give, and something of note, Matthew Cordair, who's in the Ghostface in Part 6, and
Mhm.
he only has a couple hours experience at his convention. His appearance was limited to just the Saturday, and he came in a little bit late, and people lined up to meet this guy, and
Wow.
he just treated everybody so well, and it really made such a great impact.
Mhm.
And it was somebody like, it was like, wow, I can't wait to work with him again. Just to like, just
Yes.
couldn't have done anything better. So no, it's
Mhm.
the fans really keep it exciting, and it really something of note, is it's I really do think that it's that thing about providing an experience to some extent, because like you could be an autograph collector, you could be somebody who just wants a photo, you could be somebody
Mhm.
who just, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, but it just it's there, to provide that experience. It's something to, when you see people walk away or leave these comments on these Facebook groups, wow, this person was really nice, they really made my day, and that's the whole
Yeah.
point. It's those people are the ones that have the bad days, and just a little brief, like I said, it's brief, but if as long as it's a nice positive brief thing, then
Yes.
you know it I don't know. It's a good thing. It's a good overall
Yeah.
thing for everybody involved, and it's good for Lynn to hear some good
Mhm.
things. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely overall a positive thing. It's just like it's getting it prepared, and there's a lot of red tape to get through to make it all work
Mm.
and stuff. And it once you kind of get through, and it's there, and the everything's
Yeah.
set, and you know
It's awesome.
yeah, so we're looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
It's
Good,
oh, I can't
good,
wait.
good, good vibration.
That's right. 100%. It's
And it's
gonna be
all because of Robert, by the way. Just I
Mhm.
don't know 1% of what he's been doing the last few months, but I know that he's rarely available because that's what he does.
Mhm.
He promotes. That's why
Right.
I'm here, because he found me out of the sky, kind of dropped into my life a few months ago, and thanks to him, I've booked my first con. Yes, I'm
That's
super stoked.
right.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you,
Not a
by the way.
problem. And like I said,
Yes.
I don't take credit for anything. There's a lot of minds involved, and a lot of people that in the background that are coming up with great ideas, and make this work, and collaborate to make it happen. And like I said, you guys were the talent in the first place. It's just kind of getting it out there to the fans and getting it done.
Yeah.
Cool,
Absolutely. Yeah, I
cool.
think it's gonna be amazing, and, people will get to meet you for the first time, and then they're gonna be like, "Okay, when's the next time I can meet Lynn again and say, 'Hey, remember me?'" I'm telling you, it's like dominoes, they'll start falling, and it's gonna be fantastic, and I will be, uh, Lynn, I'll be reaching out to you, like, I won't get you on that Monday. I'll give you a day of rest. Then I'll be calling you on Tuesday saying, "Tell me all about it."
Okay,
It's
where
gonna be
will I be
great.
on Tuesday? I'm just kidding. So just I'm going to be on the road for about 5 weeks
Oh,
before and
yes.
after. Yeah. So,
Right.
but you
That's
know
right.
what? That's what
Yeah,
voicemail's for, and text and
that's
stuff.
right. And
So
text.
yeah,
Yes.
Robert, I'm so jazzed and stoked and excited. It's going to be exhausting, and I'm more excited than
Mhm.
anything else because, like I told you, I mean, people. I've worked in customer service all my life, and I'm going to learn a ton from you. I can already tell. And after this one, I will be a con virgin no more.
Like I said, there's not a lot to it. It's just, we'll be at a booth, sitting down. There'll be a spread of photos. If a fan walks up, and it's very, very
Mhm.
easy, very simple. And, like I said, the people that are on SIGCOM marketing, that have great personalities and are able to go and converse with the fan. And,
Yep.
so it's not very like a shy kind of a thing, but a lot of people, like I said, it varies. You have to read the crowd. Some people just want to get an autograph and get out of there. They don't care. Some people come in, they've never even seen the movie, and they just have stuff to bring for other fans to get autographed, and they don't even want to hear nothing. Just please sign here. Let me get going. I got 15 other autographs to go get. So you do have situations like that, but then you'll get the fan that definitely was like, hey, like, are you going to be in part 9? Are you going to be in part 13? What were you thinking in 1997? So you do get some of that, but it's you read the room and have fun with it, really, So
Promise.
we definitely, we want to. My thing is always like, hey, be nice. Like if we have a line of people, I always said, we don't want to go and, not be able to not say, hey, you're not allowed to ask a question or something like that. I think that you should be able to get some sort of time. But if it's so busy, hey, do us a favor. Why don't you come back when it's a little bit less busy? And they'll be able to spend a little bit more time with you and answer that question for you. So there's ways to do things, to help out, and so it's about reading the room and making sure you're able to give her, provide some sort of experience, so it's cool. It's a fun thing,
Well, Robert, sorry. Yeah, it is your forte. I know it is, Lynn. I know. So Robert, no, I was just going to say, Robert, before you head out, and I appreciate you stopping in.
Thanks for having me
to share with everyone. But before you leave, what if you wouldn't mind maybe letting the folks know how kind of what your plan is for Craving Something Scary, the channel, and kind of what will be going on at the convention as well.
Good question. So we have a situation here where, you've looked at a list of our clients and you realize, hey, you obviously do more than just Scream. So you do a variety of horror, and, you were able to do a little bit of, dabble in here. We have a Michael Myers and one of the guys that played a Creeper, Jeepers Creepers. So to be able to kind of diversify your page a little bit with some more people besides the Scream people, which you're doing in the first place, but it's just more content and good content to top it off. So we're able to put some more people on here. One of the things that we're able to do as well is when we go and promote, hey, we went on our social media pages and promoted that Lynn was going to be on this tonight. So it's bringing that to that, and just learning to make sure that we combine it all together. So it kind of creates that, because it helps everybody at the end of the day, everybody's brand and what we're working for. So that's
definitely
what it comes down to. So at the Chiller in particular, we're going to have some business cards from Craving Something Scary. And one of the cool things is the fans that are actually standing in line, we can engage them with that. And it's where it works is these are actually the people that you want to give it to. It's not the Little House on the Prairie. It's, the actual movie that the person was in. It's like, hey, would you like to, listen to this person's interview? This check out this podcast. So it's just going to grow. It's kind of in the heart of the people you want it to be. It is in my marketing mind. That's how I see it. So it's the heart of that. So I think that those, that being there, that literature for people to see, I think that helps everybody. I think that helps the channel. I think that helps Lynn. I think that helps, SigSci marketing. It sounds like a victory to me.
Me too.
People are seeing it. We want people to be able to see it when they go and get a cup of coffee, or we want that presence to be there. And when you're around people that were in the Scream franchise, that's your best bet as of
for sure
promoting it and making sure the content's there for people.
That's right, man.
A lot of mentioning things, and a lot of mentioning and talking, and word of mouth, and there you go. Some great things to help each other out.
So cool.
It's awesome.
Got my QR code done, brother. So took your advice, got the QR code. It's all set. And I tested it out earlier. Takes me right to the channel. So yeah, man, I'm excited.
It's for the young generation. And you got the old generation where we read the card and then go and
that's right. That's me.
When the COVID thing hit, we were sitting at the table. They're like, you got to scan that for the menu. I'm like,
what?
Where's that paper thing at? I don't want to do that. I'm like, I don't want to read my
Oh
phone
my
for the menu.
gosh.
And
Oh,
finally, I was
Awesome.
like, okay, and I had to do it. But
You had to
yeah.
give in.
So hey,
Oh,
something for everybody. Some
that's right.
way to get you there. That's what matters.
That's what
So
matters, man.
if we
That's
can
right.
bridge
cool.
that. If we can bridge
Cool.
that, that's what we're accomplishing our goals.
Absolutely. I think it's a wonderful partnership, and I'm so thankful for Lynn to bring us together, because I think Lynn
Mm.
was instrumental in you and I meeting for the first time and discussing things. And I'm so Lynn, thank you for helping to facilitate this
My
partnership that
pleasure.
we're doing.
Well,
It's
and what was
wonderful.
great,
Win, win, win.
Stephen, if you
Yes.
remember, what was great about it is that, I didn't realize that, when Lynn told me about it, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I think that's who, because you contacted me about Alan.
That's
So I was like,
right.
wait a minute. I'm like, okay, he's easy to work with. That was easy to set up, like I
Yep.
didn't have to, hold your hand throughout the thing,
No.
it was like you had to hold mine to get me on this thing. So
Sure.
no,
No. No.
Ah,
it was great to be able to, make it
Yeah.
work. Like I said, what better
Yeah,
way to
man.
put Scream people in a Scream atmosphere, right? So
Absolutely,
it
man.
makes sense.
It does. It makes total sense, and I appreciate it. And I'm excited for Chiller, and I'm going to be. This is not the last time I'm talking about Chiller. I'm going to be talking about it all month, leading up to it. And Matthew Coder will be coming in on that Tuesday before the convention, so I'm able to get him in on that Tuesday night to meet him for the first time, and we'll be talking about it. But I'll be talking about it through all the different live streams. So,
He's
and
such a nice guy. You're gonna really enjoy him. Like I said, he was
yeah,
wonderful.
aw,
I'll give
awesome.
you a real quick one about Matthew. When I contacted him, his entire voicemail was in French, and I don't know a lick of it. I
he's
have no idea. I
Canadian.
couldn't even fake it. So I was
Yeah.
like, I just let it roll. I left a message, and 10 minutes later, he's like, "Hello, Robert," and so we're talking. And I was like, "Hey, would I tell him a little bit about everything?" He's like, "No, I'm very shy, and English is my second language." And I said, "Matthew," I said, "your English is better than the majority of our citizens were born and raised here." I said, "I
Yeah.
understand you perfectly. You sound great. You're charming. Is everybody's gonna love you?" I'm like, I'm looking at your photo right now. I said, "You're perfect for this stuff." And he's like, "I'm a little shy." I said, "Okay, so."
All
That's
right.
why
Yeah.
we arranged for him to be at the convention for one day, just to make sure,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
make sure you like it. We don't want you miserable for 3 days, so we put him, we knew he would like it, and he jumped in and just knocked it out of the park. He was awesome. And like the shy
Yeah.
wasn't there anymore. It was like he
That's great.
completely eclipsed it and just, all right, I have to do this. And,
Yep.
Sounds like an actor.
yeah, absolutely. He
That's
jumped in
awesome.
it. Yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
He just knocked it out. But you're gonna love him. He's wonderful. He's just a super, super, super nice person. And
Nice. Looking forward to it.
yeah,
Yes.
you'll be here. I can't wait to hear it. He's
Yeah,
great.
man.
Yeah, I can't wait to work with him again. And like I said,
Mhm.
he's wonderful. So you're in for a
Oh,
treat with him for sure.
I can't wait, man. Yeah, he'll be the 24th. So it'll be before we know it. Like that. But Robert, I want to say again, brother, thank you for making the time to come say hello.
Thank
We
you.
got the chance to all meet, the three of us, like, face to a voice, which is nice. And thank you for all the great information. I know everyone in the audience appreciates it. They loved hearing from you as well. They all said hello. By the way, they were all saying hello earlier. So
Hello.
we appreciate your you staying, and we've got we've got all the details in the chat. We're going to continue to put these things up. And thank you, man. This was a real
Thank you.
treat to see you tonight.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for hearing
Very
what this is all
welcome.
about, and
Yeah,
explaining it a little bit better from
sure.
it's a good thing. That's all I
It
have to say.
is.
It's a
No,
good
it's
thing,
great.
and we look forward to it. And it was a pleasure meeting you guys both. And
You too, man.
we need to get you to come out in person, Stephen. We need to get you at one of these
I
events, hanging out
know.
with us.
I know. Nothing would make
Oh,
me happier when the day comes that I can get out there and just spend a whole weekend, man. All 3 days with you guys would be a blast. So one day, man. One day. One day.
I
Hey,
second that emotion.
I'll throw something at you. A little bit of an interesting thought. Why not get a vendor's booth at a convention and do some of the stuff there?
I thought of that actually. That has come. I've given that some thought, and that would be if to do it on a con where all of you are there would be perfect. That's like ideal. And
Sure.
so, man, it's interesting you say that. That's on my radar, and when the time is right that I can do that, that's actually would be amazing. I would love to do that. Yes,
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Something to think.
But something to think about. But Robert, I know we'll be talking soon. You know, we always stay in touch. We'll be talking soon again. And thanks again, bro. It's been great. It's been awesome.
Thank you.
And appreciate your time, man.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate
We'll see
Robert,
you soon.
I'll see you in a few weeks.
Sounds good to me. Have
Yay.
fun, everybody.
Right.
Thanks
All
for
right.
having me.
You're
Bye now.
welcome. Good night.
Bye.
Bye now. See ya.
Wait, stand by.
All right.
Stand
Okay.
by, please. Stand
Go
by.
ahead.
My battery is running low. I'm trying to.
You're
Oh my
fine. Go
oh
ahead.
my
Take your time, Lynn. You're good.
goodness. Oh my goodness. How embarrassing.
Lynn, seriously, it's not a big deal. You're here with family. You're with family here. Come on now.
I'm more
You're-
together than this. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's all okay. Trust me. It's all good.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
This gives me a chance also to catch up on some chats. So we do have some super chats, Lynn, that
Oh
people
yay.
have sent in. So whenever you're set, we'll get to that. But in the meantime, while you're getting set up, I want to remind everyone again. No, you're fine. As Robert was saying, don't forget, guys. And I know you've seen the links. Lynn's first appearance on the 27th to the 29th, Chiller Theater, Parsippany, New Jersey. I really do hope some of you guys can make it if it's at all possible. It's going to be an amazing weekend. You'll get to meet Alan. You can meet Lynn, Kevin, who you met here on Friday, and Matthew Coder, who you'll meet on the 24th. It's going to be awesome. All right. That was fun. That was nice to finally meet Robert, see Robert rather than only talking on the phone and texting. That was cool. And I'm really excited about what that could do for the channel, guys. Isn't that exciting? Everyone that's in line will get a card. And hey, we may get some new folks in our community over the weekend. And that would be really, really cool as well. So we'll stay tuned and see what happens. But it's going to be good. All right. Lynn, whenever you're ready, just unmute your mic and you'll be set. You'll be set. All right. Let's see. You're still muted. Do you see it on StreamYard at the bottom of the microphone? See if it might be muted there.
That
There it is.
of technology. So I wanted to make a comment that I hear Craving Something Scary is something like 21 joiners, 21 fans away
So-
from 11,000 subscribers. 11,000.
Yes, that is true right now, Lynn. I'm just 21 subscribers away from 11,000. Oh, it could literally happen within the next day or two. I would suspect it's a good chance. So I'm so humbled by it and thankful. Truly am. It just still blows my mind. It really does.
How do
Thank
we
you, Lynn.
call feeling loved? Hey, fans, I think that we can make this happen. 21 more people, just 21. So it's Craving Something Special, i.e. our friend Steven, has 11,000 subscribers. Let's do it. I'm going to do my part, okay?
Oh, thank you, Lynn. That's so sweet.
I see, Drew agrees with me.
Thank you, Drew. That's so cool. I appreciate that. He says, you better be subscribed. Well, thank you, Drew. That's very kind. 21 away, guys, and we'll be celebrating 11,000. It is right around the corner. But guys, let's get to some super chats. Appreciate y'all being patient and waiting for us to get to some super chats here. So Lynn, we have our first one from who you may recall was your new best friend, Carrie Craves Cinema. I know you remember Carrie.
Yes.
And she says, absolute honor to have you back, Lynn. We love you. Aloha.
Oh, thanks, sweet girl. Thanks. Aw, very sweet. Very sweet.
Thank you. Thanks, Carrie. Appreciate your support. And Jen Warner, our good friend Jen, is coming in with a $5 super chat for the channel. Thank you, Jen. Says, I'm so thrilled we're dark tonight so I could be here for Lynn. Welcome back, Lynn. Yay.
Kai,
That's a
I'm going to cry. Continue. Please
oh,
continue. I'm
okay.
touched.
I feel the same way Jen does. Thank you, Jen. That's very kind. I appreciate that. Knight, my good friend Knight at the Night Watch Zone says Lynn is an absolute delight, such a nice and kind person. I wish I could hug her.
Oh, here, virtual.
There you go.
Virtual hug, a virtual aloha hug, okay?
Oh,
That's
I
so
love it.
sweet. That's so sweet.
Thank you, Knight. And Carrie has come back with another super chat. She says, Lynn, can I tell you what a beautiful soul you are? It's an absolute blessing to have you back here time and time again. Thank you for being you and being Maureen.
The tramp that Maureen was.
but she did it well.
And in the
Oh.
process, oh my goodness, who did she get to kiss? Okay, sorry, I digress. Back to the super chats.
I was going to say, Leaf Schreiber. I mean, come on now. Come on now.
It was real. It was real. Oh. It was a professional kiss, though. Let's just be clear. Okay, it was a professional kiss. He got paid to kiss me, so I got paid to receive. What can I say?
Nobody was complaining, right?
Nobody was complaining, and his breath was so sweet. Okay.
Aww.
Okay. Another super chat. This is Carrie.
Yeah, that was Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. Okay. Now we have the Willmeister bringing in a $20 super chat for the channel. Thank you so much, Willmeister. It's so generous of you. It says, question for both of you. Oh, okay. We know Maureen Prescott mostly through pictures and a secondhand dialogue, but Scream 3 changed that. I've always been mixed on that. Felt it was showing behind the curtain. Do you feel the same?
Yes. She
yes.
was a slut. I'm sorry. She was a tramp. No, the truth is she had a lot of lovers. So however you want to define that. Okay.
That's true.
Hey, she was hot back then. She was young.
Oh.
Yeah, it's true. It's
true.
Yeah, it's true. I agree with you.
I do too.
Thanks
for
Master. Supporting.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No. That thank you, Willmeister. That's so generous of you. Great question. We're all on the same page, brother. We are the same page with you. Thank you so much for that. And our good friend Sarah with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Sarah. Says, I know it's not career related, but I just wanted to check and see how you're doing after the Maui fire. Open your community's healing. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us again. To whatever extent, Lynn, you want to talk about that is fine. Yeah. It's up to you.
Yeah, Sarah, you can tell that I have been touched. So I've been doing a lot of volunteer work in Lahaina, and to see, I'm already getting chicken skin as I'm even thinking about this, to see those pictures on national or local television, to see them on your computer is nothing compared to being in Lahaina and seeing and smelling and feeling the devastation and the heartbreak that 2,200 people are currently enduring because they've lost their homes. Some have lost their homes, their businesses, and their cars. Wow. They are being scattered around 40 hotels around the island. And eventually those hotel stays are going to come to a screeching halt. So the question that we local people are asking is, then what? Where do these people go? Some have a lot of children. Some live 2 to 3 generations in a household. Lahaina is not for sale. It's not going to be rebuilt in the next year or 2 or 3. There are so many different moving parts to this puzzle. And based on what part of the puzzle you are living in, you have a different perspective. Please don't believe everything you hear on the news. do your research. There's a lot of factual information out there on various podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So the facts, those are the facts.
Yeah.
And it is heartbreaking and it's devastating. And I don't know anybody who lives here who is not being emotionally impacted by what happened in Lahaina. And it doesn't matter how it happened. It happened. All those homes burned down, the businesses, the restaurants. I personally have never been in a situation like this and been able to, be in service and sort and then deliver food to the people. And I wish, here's my one wish, I wish the media would stop calling them victims. They are not victims. They are survivors. So please spread the word. Those 2,200 people in Lahaina are survivors. They're survivors. And they will continue to survive. And there's been so much generosity from so many individuals, including children, as well as organizations that have brought, I think at this point, millions of dollars to the island. I can only hope as a citizen that money is literally being channeled, as we are told it is, to the survivors. I'm hoping that's true. So yeah, that's all I want to say on that. Meanwhile, back to the questions about Scream. Thank you, Sarah. Thanks for caring. Keep Lahaina, keep Maui, and specifically Lahaina, in your thoughts and prayers, please. Keep us in your thoughts and prayers. That's the best thing we can do. Be positive.
Yes, absolutely. Sarah, thank you for asking your concern. I know it came from your heart, and thank you for your generous super chat to help the channel, Sarah. Much appreciated. My good friend, over across the pond, as they say, Gina, she was also asking about Maui. So, Gina, there you go. You got to get your answer there as well. Thank you for your super chat. Very appreciated as well. Marquis says, love you, Lynn.
Aw. God, what did I do to deserve that?
Just being yourself. That's all. Just being yourself.
I'm a pro at that. Thank you so much for that compliment. I feel loved. I always feel loved when I'm here with Stephen. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Thank you. And your fans. I'm sorry. And your fans. Let's not forget. Let's remember the fans.
Yes. No, they're amazing, amazing people. Love my community, my Cravenites. They're amazing people. Real quick, horror villain fan, thank you for being a channel member for 8 months. And your question's been answered too now. Will you ever be doing a convention signing? Well, guess what? Chiller Theater Conference.
Ask and she will receive.
That's right. And Eric, real quick, celebrating 18 months as a channel, a year and a half as a channel member. Eric, thank you, brother. You are much appreciated, man. And Val's coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Val. Without Maureen, there is no Scream. See, I say that all the time as well, Val. You're right. We all would love to know more of Maureen's story. # we need a Maureen prequel.
Oh my gosh, yes, please. Yes, please. And just an FYI, the original Scream and 2 and 3, those 3 are the iconic trilogy that Wes Craven created in his production company called Three Bagger Production, because there were 3 movies. After Scream 3, everything changed. Wes had nothing to do with any of the Scream movies after Scream 3. So that was just an FYI. That's all that was, just an FYI.
Yeah. Well, he eventually came back and did direct Scream 4, but that was much later. That was 10 years later. Yeah, a decade later, 2010. And now we have, of course, 5 and 6 with the new folks at Spyglass, and 7's been greenlit, Lynn, also. So
I heard that. Yeah,
I'm hoping.
Stephen, thank you for correcting me. You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Wes Craven did direct Scream 4. I guess I'm still a little miffed because I wasn't brought back. But okay, I can let that go. Okay.
Oh, I would love to have seen you back somehow in that movie.
We can live in hope.
we can live in hope, and we still can, because
absolutely.
they're still making Scream movies.
Yeah.
So, you know, we got
Wow.
Scream 7, and I interviewed Christopher Landon, the director, a couple weeks ago. He came on the
Oh,
channel, and we
oh,
couldn't really talk about Scream 7 because it's in production.
right.
But trust me, I know how to get a hold of them. So I'm gonna say, hey, you know what? You should contact Lynn Mcree.
And here's her number.
And here's her number. Here's right here. Just call her. We need Maureen back somehow in Scream 7, because
Oh,
I firmly
please.
believe Nev is back. I really do. So we'll see.
Aw,
We'll
yay,
see.
yay.
But yeah, thank you, Val. And Carrie's coming in with another super chat. Thank you, Carrie. Did you and Scott Foley Roman ever get a son-mother reunion on set? I mean, off screen, of course. Unfortunately, not on screen. That's a
Yeah.
good question.
No is the short
No?
answer. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry to say.
Bummer.
I know.
Yeah.
Bummer is right. Hence, we need me back on Scream, whatever number down the road.
Yes. Absolutely.
Thank you for asking.
The prequel idea, Lynn, is
Oh,
the one that would
oh.
be phenomenal, having you in that.
Sign me up. I'm available, except for October 27th, 28th, and 29th, because I'll be at my first Virgin convention in Parsippany. Yes, I
Parsippany,
said
you
it.
got it. You got it.
Parsippany. God, rehearsal.
I love
Okay,
it.
let's bring on some more questions.
Oh, yes, indeed. Let's see what else we got here. We got and again, guys, do send your questions in. Lynn is staying a little extra tonight for you guys, so that if you have questions, she wants to be able to answer those. So it's a real rare opportunity here, guys. Well, unless you're going to New Jersey, then you'll be able to ask her another question. But let's see what else do we have that's come through. Here's one from Paula. She says, "What was working with Nev like? Because you guys got to spend some time together."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. She's an absolute sweetheart. When I think of all the women, the lookalikes in the audition room, and they
Mhm.
chose me, I mean, I guess the stars were aligned that particular day. Nev's a love. I would be honored to call her my daughter. Oh, wait, that's what I did in the movie. She's a love. All the TV shows that she's done, and now, the feature films also, she's real, authentic, and genuine, just like I consider myself, just like I
Absolutely.
see Stephen. Yeah.
Wow.
And like I said earlier, last I heard she's living in London. And I wonder, does that mean she married a Brit? I don't know. 2 children and thriving.
Question.
I
Yeah.
know. So she's a keeper.
Aw, love it. Let's see here. And that sounded scary. Our buddy Kyle said, "Thank you for being the murderer that started the amazing franchise that's still going to this day. What an honor to meet you."
Oh, it was the 25th anniversary 2 years ago. Sorry, 3 years ago. Holy
Yeah.
cow. So
Right?
we're now 28 years later, and all of you, I'm blown away. All of you are still saying, yes, Scream, yes, Scream. And I'm really excited, being my first convention, to see who shows up, how, not just quantity, quality. Are these, I have no expectations because I have no experience upon which to draw. So that'll be the next interview. Okay, Stephen? Like,
You better believe it, because
December.
yes, because I'm telling you right now, Lynn, if and I know that you can't say a lot of stuff when you sign a contract, but we can talk one-on-one. Just saying.
What shall we talk about?
I have no idea. I'm at a loss. Hey, we got another super chat, and as I always promise you guys, super chats move to the front of the line for questions. So again, we have Lynn for a little extra time, but we're not going to have her all night. So I would encourage you that if you have that question that you've been really wanting to ask, this is a rare opportunity to get to do it from the comfort of your own home right now. So I have a lot of questions in queue. So a super chat would be the way I would recommend it because you're going to get to the front of the line. But it's totally your call. Audrey with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Audrey. Says, hi, Lynn. I got to say hi to you last time, and you're still just as beautiful.
Oh my goodness. Oh my good. Mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for that compliment. This is what natural hair looks like without professional hair and makeup. So I'm super honored for your compliment.
Oh, I concur, though. I concur 100%. Thank you, Audrey, for your support 100%. And Sarah, our good friend Sarah, is super chat again here. Thank you, Sarah. Says, thank you for your thoughtful answers to our questions. Such a pleasure to have you here. Does it still surprise you how passionate the Scream fans are?
Totally. I am blown away. As we just discussed, 28 years later. I mean,
Yeah.
my goodness. Yeah, those pictures that were in the original Scream 3, those are my, I probably have already said this. So for those of you who've not heard it before, and for those of you who have, pretend like you're hearing it for the first time. Those are my original modeling shots, circa 1971, 72, 73, Wilhelmina Agency, New York City. I was 19 and weighed 99 pounds, 5'6".
Wow.
So those are original. And I remember when production called Tina about Scream 3, she said, do you happen to have any pictures of you from the early 70s? And when she found out that I had been modeling in New York and I had those, she got super stoked. So I sent her about 12 photos. She kept her promise. She returned them. And so those are those are originals. Wow.
That is so cool. Like all those images in Scream 3 that we find at the crime scenes spread around, those are all of you. It is you at 19 years old. And in the movie, they say Rena Reynolds here is 19. They said that was the age. And it's so cool.
Wow.
It's so cool.
I'm a little older now. I'm still 5'6". I think, I'm definitely not 99 pounds, 130 to be exact. So running and hiking, that's my thing. Okay, next question.
It's doing great. It's doing good.
Aw.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Great question. And thanks for your support as always. It really, truly appreciate it. And Carrie just says, I love that those photos are authentic. I do too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that was a style back then. Like fans, early 70s. I know some of you probably weren't even born. Early 70s, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. What was going on? The old hippie generation. What was going on in Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a wild time. And yes, obviously I was there. So.
Oh my gosh. And Marley is chiming in, says very beautiful.
Just like you, it's always a reflection. When you tell somebody else that, it's always what you see in them is what you've already discovered in yourself. That's what I've learned.
I love that. And speaking of things that we've learned, would this be the right time to share the story of Wes?
Perspective.
I think this would be yes. I think you did a nice lead in right there. Fits perfect.
Wow. So I'm on the set of Scream 3. It's daytime. I remember that. And I just wanted to sit down. So I sat in the closest chair to me, which, just happened to be the director's chair that said Wes Craven on the back. But I didn't see that. I claim ignorance. I didn't see that. Oops. So I sat down. I'm hanging out. Wes comes over. He kind of looks at me, but actually he realized that I was sitting in his chair. I had no knowledge. So he sat in one of the executive producer's chairs right next to me. And that was that Miramax kind of a day when he seemed a little agitated.
Yes.
And I said to him after we had that conversation, I said, so Wes, you always seem so calm, cool, and collected. What's the secret to calm? He heard me. I knew he heard me. He didn't make eye contact. He stood up. He took about 3 steps. My initial response was, "How rude, you're walking away." I was wrong, wrong, wrong. He turned over his right shoulder. He turned over his right shoulder and said, "Perspective."
Mm. Wow.
Everybody, I will take, it's 20, what did we say, 28 years later?
Oh, I
I'm
think,
sorry,
yeah.
23, 28,
20,
25,
oh gosh.
28. It's 28 years later because the 25th
Yeah.
anniversary was in 20. I
Yes.
will remember that always, perspective. So Wes Craven's answer to what is the secret to calm is perspective. My take on that is we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. Think about that. Breathe into that. Digest that for a minute. Okay? The world looks different to the perceiver because it's about perception. So I chose to lead a fearless life a long time ago. So I'm able to travel in the world without anybody else, without a partner. And I feel fearless because my
Wow.
perspective is I'm guided, I'm protected, I'm safe. So I feel safe everywhere I go in the world because of, thank you, Wes Craven, perspective.
Oh,
So
so
that's the
powerful.
story. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. I
Good.
never tire of hearing that. And I think about it often, actually. Believe it or not, I really do. I've always, it's
Yeah.
stuck in my mind since you said that. And it is so true because perspective is everything. And if we can just keep ourselves in the right frame of mind, the right perspective of how we view things, and how, because remember, life is 90%, it's 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it,
Right. How you perceive what
how
happened
you
to you.
perceive it. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's the
And
truth.
so if we can just focus on the things we can control ourselves
Which
instead of the
isn't
things,
much.
which isn't a whole lot, but there are a few things, our choices, we can control that, our actions, our words, our thoughts, and those are powerful things. And so when you said that story, and I think about it, it really all ties together of perspective. It's the perfect way to describe it because that can dictate your whole outlook in life.
It's the truth, Stephen. It's the truth. And if anybody
Hmm.
wants to even comment on that, any of
Yeah.
your fans, it's my truth. I live that every
Yeah.
day. And nobody has the power to make us feel or think or say a certain thing.
Nope.
Nobody, unless we
Mm-mm.
give it away consciously
That's
or
right.
unconsciously. So everybody, please follow your heart. It's all about perspective. We get to choose our perspective every moment of every day. Nobody makes us do anything. So choose the perspective that brings positivity, good
Yes.
vibration, health, success, productivity, creativity, whatever the thing is you want. Focus on what you want. If you can see it, you can believe it. Yes, I'm going to repeat that. If you can see it in your mind's eye, you can believe it. And when you believe it, you can create it. That's
Mm.
the way that works. It's not seeing is believing, as I was told growing up.
Hmm.
You see it, you believe it, and then you can create it. So, perspective.
Yes.
Meanwhile, back to scary things.
Wow. That was great. No,
That was
that was
deep, huh?
wonderful. It was so good. Uh,
Hmm.
and Carrie chimes in says, I need to tell myself perspective. I get too inside my own head at times. I need to engrave perspective in my over analytical mind. Yes.
Carrie, I'm right there with you. I can do the same thing. That's why meditation, yoga flow, running, hiking, swimming, whatever your thing is, got to
Hmm.
get out of your head and go back to your heart, because this is where perspective really comes from. So, yeah,
Beautiful.
practice.
I
It's a
absolutely.
practice, Carrie.
Ooh. Wow, this is good stuff. Now Jen is coming in asking, do you do any live theater work?
No, it isn't that. This just came up recently, Jen. I've never been in live theater. It's not my forte. I need the camera. I need camera, lights, action. I need all those 50 people running around the set, everybody mic'd, everybody talking to everybody. There's definitely a hierarchy there. I get bored really easily. I need change. I could not be in a theater production doing 6 to 7 shows a week, month after month after month, if it's successful, of course. That no, same costumes, same people, same lines, same emotions, not my forte. So that was a long-winded way to say no.
That was that was great.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now Ronan has a fun question that only you can answer this one today. I wonder what it's like to see yourself on a big screen movie in a theater when you're sitting there and your scene comes on or your pictures show up on the screen. Tell us what that feels like so we can understand it.
Okay, I have to rewind 28 years ago. So when Scream 3 was released, I was living in Northern California, and I invited all of my friends in the local San Francisco Bay Area as a gift to come to the theater. It was a local theater. Now, it wasn't in San Francisco. And so some friends showed up, and one of my friends is a cowboy. I've known him forever. I love him. And I actually ordained his and his wife's wedding. Yeah, I do have those credentials. Anyway,
Yeah.
So his name is Mike. So Mike, so I go up to buy tickets for all of us, and Mike goes, "Hey, do you know who this is? This is Maureen Prescott that you're going to see on the big screen tonight. Hey, everybody, do you know who she is?" I was so embarrassed. Mike's he's a big cowboy with a big voice and a big presence. I was so embarrassed. So I paid for the tickets, crawled in the theater. And so the scene came up, the first scene. And I remember sitting there going, once again, like during the audition, pinch, wait, is this really happening? Am I really on the screen? It was surreal, Stephen. Yeah, it was surreal. My ego isn't stroked by those. The creativity of all the people on the set that work their magic to make those scenes look the way they look, like the hair and makeup people, for example.
Yes.
Wow, yeah, the kissing scenes and it was surreal. It was surreal. And and I've seen myself since then on other big budget productions, and it's just, I know there are some A-list actors who have told me, "Oh God, I never watch my movies." No, I don't watch my movies, the final cut. And it's just, it's that different world that normal people, whatever that means, don't live in. Yeah, it's just weird. It's just weird and different. And special and unique and humbling. It's super humbling. All the work that went into my getting to that point in my career, 15 years after I started, and all all the stars that had to align in order for that to happen. Whew. Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome though. Wow. And it's exactly what I would imagine. Like, this being so surreal, just be so wild to look around at people a theater full of people and like, there you are. It's like, that's me.
Yeah. But I mean, thank God Mike didn't open his mouth during the showing. I was like, I had my hand over his mouth, literally, because he was sitting next to me. Don't you dare say anything. Okay. But he did afterwards, but that was a different scene. Okay. I mean, after we left the theater. All right. Next question, please.
Yeah. Let's see. Jen said this is why Scream 3 is Jen's favorite sequel is Scream 3. That is her number. Yeah, it's such a great movie. It really is. And Nola earlier chimed in and said, Without Maureen, there would have been no start. Sydney was, of course, important, but all roads lead back to Maureen, and it's the truth. That's why I always say, really, the Scream franchise is the story of Maureen,
Yeah. Wow.
because there is no Scream without you, your character. It's not.
Wow. Yeah. That's very complimentary and very humbling. Yeah. Do you hear that, production crew from the next Scream 7, 8, and 9? Do you hear it? Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
Yes, seriously, guys. And we've got a question here from, where did it go? Just jump from me here real quick. Bucko, what's
Ohio.
going on, Buck? From Ohio here. All right. Thank you, Lynn, for being on. I will
Oh,
be ordering a photo from the site. Oh, nice. Did your voice side mom on the phone when talking to her on the phone in Scream 3?
yes. Yeah, it was. Oh, I don't even know what it wasn't dubbed. I mean, that was my voice, but they did. What do you call it? I'm the voiceover talent. I don't work with the sound equipment.
Okay.
They altered the sound.
Altered it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was my voice. We did that in my trailer. I was sitting there hanging
Oh.
out, and 3 people knock on the door and come in and go, "Okay, look, we need to do this voiceover now." I went, "Oh, okay." So, I'm in my bathrobe sitting on the floor, and they put the little recorder down, and they said, "Okay, ready?" And we did 3 takes, and that was it. So, yeah,
Wow.
more behind the scenes. I mean, in the trailer info.
Now, Lynn, I'm gonna put you on the spot, and don't feel bad if you don't, because it's okay, because we didn't prepare this ahead of time, folks. I'm springing this on her, but just by chance, do you remember any of those lines from
Oh
that?
my gosh, you mean from 28 years ago?
Exactly. I know it's crazy. I thought I'd just at least throw it out there, just in case.
Hold on, rehearsing.
Yep.
I don't have it 100%, but shall I give
Okay.
it a whirl?
Oh, I would love to. I would
On
love
one
that. Yes.
take. Sydney, this is your mother. You're just like me, Sid. You're just like me. Everybody you love, everybody you love dies. You're just like me, Sid. You're just like me. That was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the only one with chill bumps right now?
Oh,
Because
really?
I have them. I
Oh.
literally have them right now.
Let
That
me
was.
see.
Oh, I know. I love that you did. Oh my gosh, dude,
Aw,
guys.
28 years later,
Ah,
it's Sydney. Wake up, Sydney. It's mother. You're just like me, Sid. Everything you touch, everybody you love dies.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
wow. Oh
And
my
then
gosh.
yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Ooh, that was. Okay. I'm gonna rehearse for next time.
Oh, there it is. Yes. Oh,
Wow.
Lynn, that
Ah,
was. Thank you for
whew,
doing that.
whew,
That was awesome. It's
hmm.
seriously, guys, right here live on the channel. She went into her inner Maureen and she did it for
Yeah.
us. That was
Oh.
woo. I got chills bumps. I seriously got
Oh.
chill bumps from that. I'm not joking.
Oh, 28 years going way back to the recesses of the memory banks where the cobwebs are. And in my case, the gecko poop. Okay.
oh, oh my gosh.
Oh,
Russell got goosebumps
oh,
as well. Yes.
wow.
Lots of applause.
Oh,
Um, Polar says, now I want to watch Scream 3. So does Jason. Yes. Russell, that was fantastic.
Aw.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
wow.
Wow is right. That was awesome. Wow.
And
Okay.
and I'm going to support what Steven said. He did not give me any heads up on that. That was
No,
totally spontaneous by the seat of one's pants, if you will.
totally was. Yes. And we got a super chat also that's come in from Robbie. Says, hey, from Toronto, Lynn and Steve. Love you as a person, Lynn. You are so real. Happy Thanksgiving, Canadian people. By the way, Nev's father taught me drama. Oh,
In Canada?
that's cool. Yeah, he's in Canada.
Oh my gosh. See, I know nothing of her family's background and how she got into acting. That's very cool. Thank you for sharing that. That's very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Robbie, for supporting the channel and for a great super chat. That was awesome.
Oh my God.
And Bug said this. Whoops, no, wrong thing. Here it is. Says, thanks for being on. Any word on coming back to Scream as another role? And were you the voice? Well, we got the second part. We just got that, baby. But any word on coming back to Scream as another role? You know, we all want it.
I do.
Yeah.
Aw. Yeah, who are those casting people, by the way? Stephen, could you give them a call and put in a good word for me, please?
You know what? I'm going to do everything I can on that. I seriously, I completely mean it. I will do anything I can.
Okay. I pay 10% commission.
Oh, I will double time.
Standard. It's
priority.
Standard. Yeah. And once the SAG-AFTRA strike ends, now that the writer's strike, FYI, the writer's strike ended. Okay.
Yes,
but now,
it did.
Yeah. The membership has to vote on it. I believe it will pass. Who knows? Once the SAG-AFTRA strike ends, oh my, look out, all the stops are going to be pulled out. Yeah, we're going to, yeah. So yes, please, 10% commission, standard procedure on the new pay scale. FYI.
Okay. Oh, that's, well, yeah, I don't, regardless of that, I just, anything I can do, like, I don't have a whole lot of influence, but I certainly can put feelers out and I can try to reach people.
Hold on.
So
you don't have a lot of influence. I don't think the 10,970 some odd people would agree with you, Mr. Matthews. So that's all.
Thank you, Lynn. Appreciate it.
What do you think, fans? Agreed? Come on. Yeah, I don't have a lot of influence, except on almost 11,000 fans. Other than that, I have no influence.
Touche. You're right. Thank you. And then we had just a comment here from Panayoti. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering that name.
Oh my gosh.
Your voice always scared the crap out of me. I'm telling you, man. It's powerful. It's powerful.
Wow.
And then Amanda says, I'm your biggest fan. Without you, this movie would not I'm going to say not be causing goosebumps, Queen.
Not be possible. Or
possible?
Yeah, goosebumps.
Yeah,
Queen.
That sounds probably right. Aww. Goosebumps Queen. I like that title. That's a good one.
Aww.
Yeah.
God, I wish Wes could hear all this. Maybe he can.
You know what? That's right. I believe he.
Yeah.
I believe he can. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Let's take a look here. See if we got any more questions here. As we start to wind down, we don't want to overextend our time with Lynn. We want to respect her time. But
because it is cocktail hour, just FYI. Stephen and I already had that conversation.
That's right. And William says, she still got it. What a classic, amazing actress. We need Maureen Prescott's ghost in the new Scream movies. I agree. Love this channel, Craven, and this phenomenal interview. Oh,
Oh,
awesome.
and
Thank you.
this is why short of 11,000 subscribers love you, just because
Oh,
of people like William.
that's so sweet. Thank you. That's so awesome. I'm so humbled by everyone and you and just everything. It's just wow.
Me too.
And Jen's encouraging me to talk to Christopher Landon about having you return. Oh, trust me, I can reach the director. So
Please.
I'm actually gonna I may actually just send him a little email, I guess personal email. So I could possibly do that for
And
sure.
Stephen, send him the link to this interview. You know,
Ooh,
Hey,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
in your spare time when you're, yeah,
Of
you might
course.
want to give this a listen.
That's right. Heck, Lynn, maybe when we're done backstage, we can do a little video for Christopher personalized.
Oh my, now you're talking.
And I could send him the clip of you actually talking to him in the video.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. I can do that. I'm the master of improv. I can do that.
I
Oh
think we
my.
should. I'm dead serious. I'll email it to him.
Wow.
I am serious.
Okay, I'm in. I'm in.
Yes. Okay. Uh,
Woo!
and yeah, we'll do that. Seriously. And we got a super chat that just came in from Marley. Hey, Marley, for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Steel City Con's having a Scream reunion in Pittsburgh, December 8th through 10th. Would be amazing if you would be available to attend.
Robert Staples, please send
Yes.
that to Robert.
That's right. That's right. So
Steel City Con,
Steel
Pittsburgh.
City Con in Pittsburgh. Yeah, well, let's get that to Robert over at 6Com Marketing. He was on earlier. And let's see, if Robert can, do what needs to be done to maybe get that done. Let's see what that's totally Robert's area, not mine,
Not
or
mine.
Lynn's. It's not our area,
He's
but
the
Robert
promoter.
is the guy. That's his thing.
Marlene, I
So
would love that. Stephen, would you be so kind as to do that for me?
I
Send
will.
that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I
Steel
sure
City
will.
Con, Pittsburgh, the 8th through the 10th of December. I'm avail.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna absolutely reach out to him about this.
Oh my.
Yes. Thank you so much, Marley, for your super chat and supporting the channel. We'll see what can happen. Maybe Robert can get that done, Lynn. That's possible.
And Stephen, just an aside, because you had him on as one of your guests. Hold on. He penned the book. It all began with a Scream. It was the Scream trilogy's 25th anniversary book. He lives in Pittsburgh. Give me a moment. His name is, oh my goodness, he's so Irish. I just had the book on my lap. Do you know who I'm speaking of? Can you help me?
You're talking about, it's like Padre or
Patrick Maroney.
Patrick, that's it.
Padraic, Patrick Maroney. He lives in Pittsburgh. He would be all over that con. And by the way, he's going to the Chillers Theater to meet me for the first time.
Oh, nice.
And we'll have a drink together before Friday kicks off. So yeah.
How cool.
Yeah, and the connection there, everybody, was just because Patrick Maroney lives in Pittsburgh. So that would be awesome. I would love that.
Be local.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Hey, real quick, Polar just wants to say she unfortunately has to get to bed, but have a great night. Lynn, thank you so much for joining us. Always a treat to have you on, y'all. It is.
Sweet dreams. Sweet dreams.
Yes. Let's see here. It says, you massacred my name. I knew I did. You're not the first. Don't worry. By the way, Lynn, your voice not only freaked me out when I was younger, it also inspired me to write a script recently. So thank you.
Wow.
How about that?
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm inspirational.
Absolutely. I could have told you that, Lynn.
Oh, the lighting. Okay.
Oh, Quentin, thank you for being here. You have a great night. Same to you, Jason. And we are going to start wrapping up, guys. So Let me see if I can get to maybe a couple more questions, and then we'll call it a night. Because Lynn, you've been so generous to stay this long. Um, let's see. Okay, here we go. Um, the Drew has a question for you. I'm curious to know personally, what's your favorite scary movie? Or if you don't like scary movies, what's a comfort movie you love watching?
Oh my goodness. Comfort. You mean like grab a big bag of popcorn and pour a glass of wine and
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
comedy, not stupid, silly, not National Lampoon, but something. I mean, genuine, real comedy.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't watch a lot of it. I'm all about suspense and thrillers.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
and like the who done it, like
Oh,
how do all those
girl.
pieces fit together? Yeah, see.
Hmm.
So gosh, at this moment, I can't even think the last time I watched comedy other than America's Funniest Home Videos, because I just crack up. But real comedy. I'm not a
Yep.
big fan of animation, but real comedy, and yeah, and well written scripts. Like I love to, I've got a good brain underneath all this hair, and I love to be challenged. Like, how, wait, who did that? I thought it was that person, but now I think it's that person. So
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yes.
Did that answer your question?
Yeah. Do you have a
What
favorite whodunit,
comfort
Lynn?
movie? There's so many. I mean, there's
Hmm.
so many. Every year at award season, I get all these. Well, we used to get all these DVDs from SAG because they want our members. They want the members' votes on those films. So no, I
Ah,
cannot give you just one. I
okay.
cannot.
Oh,
Mm,
that's fair.
yeah,
Totally fair.
yeah.
Um, let's see. Polar mentioned I would love to professionally kiss cotton.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Funny.
Well, I've had the experience. I'm not sharing. So sorry.
That's right.
He's a
That's
pro.
yours.
Yeah, he's a pro and beautiful from the inside out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I liked his character too. I really
Mm.
did. Um, okay. And then Drew came in and said, "This makes me even more excited to watch my 4K copy of Scream 3 that came in the mail recently.
Oh my
It's a
God.
beautiful steelbook edition." Yes.
Wow. Wow. Impressive.
Yes, they have done a
Gosh.
nice job, Lynn, re-releasing it, remastering it in 4K. And yeah, I haven't seen the 4K yet, but it's on my list. I want it. I
Wow.
want to get that. Yeah.
Gosh. Okay. Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to be in beautiful 4K.
Wow.
It's going to be awesome.
God, I hope it makes me look thinner. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I have no
Oh,
body issues.
Lynn.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh. Well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night because this has been an amazing night. And I want to show these images one more time, Lynn, for everyone that's here. The Chiller Theater Convention. It's October 27th through the 29th, Parsippany, New Jersey, at the Hilton Hotel. It's Lynn's very first convention appearance, and you can meet her in person. You can go meet her, get a photo with her. She'll sign an autographed picture for you. You have all those choices you can do. And come on, this is the first time. If there's any way, guys, you can make the trip, I highly encourage you to go. If there was, trust me, if I was able to, I would be there, Lynn, that entire weekend, hanging around you and Alan and the tables and Robert, and just enjoying the experience with you. Um, one day.
And I trust that. I have an invitation. I have an invitation for all of the fans listening at this moment.
Ooh.
Should you decide to come to Chiller's Theater and you find the booth that I'm hanging out in for Friday night and all day Saturday and most of Sunday. Please, when you approach me, say, Craven something scary. Okay? Okay,
Yes.
then I'll know the connection. And that will separate you from the people that have not become fans of Craven Something Scary yet. But please,
Yet.
if you'll, come on up and just say, oh, hey, I'm Craven Something Scary. All right? Please do that.
I love
Okay.
it. Yes, guys, do it, please. If you're able to go, that would be so cool to do that. Be absolutely great. And the last question of the night, this is the last one. Amanda says, are we sure you're dead? Are we sure Maureen's dead? I mean, we never really saw a body on film anywhere in the movies. So, I mean,
Hey,
you know,
there's an angle for a new film. I like it a
that's right.
lot. Okay,
I
you're
like
hired.
it too.
Okay, let's tell the director that, are we sure she's dead? We never saw a dead body.
That's right. Maybe we'll introduce the video that way. Hey, Chris, I found out that Maureen Prescott is alive and well. In fact, here she is. I found her. Then you pop up.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Okay, it's going to be fun.
It is. Creativity is bountiful and endless, limited by our own imagination. And
It's so
you
true.
have a very vivid imagination.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
it's true.
Yes.
you.
One more time. Put the link up. Thank you, Sarah. Before we
Thank
go,
you.
guys, click that link. Check out the details. You can get your tickets. Tomorrow is the last day you can get pre-buy tickets.
Oh,
It ends after through the 10th. After that, you can get tickets at the door when you arrive. But you still can do a what do they call those pre-sale tickets through tomorrow. So there's still time to get it, and they'll mail it to you. So
and that way you don't have to wait in line when you get there behind the other,
Yeah.
50 to 100 people that are in front of you. So yeah, it
That's
just saves
right.
time. So you can spend more time at the convention instead of waiting in line
Yes.
outside. Yeah.
That's absolutely right. And if you happen to be watching this tonight and you're just tuning in and you are and you have and you want to do a booking for Lynn at a convention or a private autograph signing, you can contact sigsmarketing.com right there. Just click it and they will talk to you about that in further detail. Those are possibilities. So Lynn, I'm going to meet you backstage in a minute, but I want to say thank you again so much for this. This was a pure joy. It's all that pure joy tonight.
For me
Seriously.
too. For me too. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. I love you. I love you. I appreciate your fans. I wouldn't be here 28 years later if it weren't for fans like the almost 11,000 you have. I'm very grateful, everybody. I'm very grateful, humbled, complimented. I feel so loved, seen, and heard. Thank you for making my night.
Oh, thank you. The honor is ours. I promise you.
Aloha.
This has been wonderful. All right, guys, everyone in the chat, thank you for being here. Thank you to my moderators, Sarah, Val, Carrie, everyone, Jen, Denisha. Thank you all for doing a great job in the chat. And all of you, it's just been a wonderful night. Thanks for your super chats, supporting the channel, helping it to grow, continuing to reach new heights. And you guys are responsible for a lot of that. So thank you so much. And everyone is saying good night to you, Lynn, and thanking you.
Miss Lynn. Take time to know, Russell. Just a reflection. Perspective, everybody. Take that.
Yes.
Remember that one word, perspective.
That's right, perspective. And that's the perfect way to say goodnight. So, folks, I will see you all very, very soon. So stay tuned. You'll see me soon in another live stream or a video. But until then, guys, have a wonderful rest of the week. It's been a pleasure. And Lynn, just hang tight. I'll see you in just a second. And for everyone else, God bless. Much love. See you later. Good night.
Aloha.
Hey, you have been watching Craven Something Scary. This is Lee Waddell, the original Ghostface, thanking you for stopping by and checking it out.